Hi, welcome to Learn Vectors. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, that is the chemistry in everyday life. Ever since you wake up in the morning, the bed sheet that you lay on, the toothpaste that you use to brush your teeth, the food that you eat, the detergents that you use to wash your clothes, and also the body soaps that you use to clean your own body. All these things revolve around chemistry, right? With the advancement in science and technology, various scientists came up with various products that were beneficial for human life. There were many medicines that were produced naturally as well as with the help of synthetic organic chemistry that were based on plants and animals. Synthetic organic chemistry has led to the development of various molecules with structural variations that are used in various aspects of life, like food, shelter, and clothing. These are the basic needs of humans, right? So in this lesson, we are going to mainly focus on the food chemistry, the medicinal chemistry, and the chemistry that is used for cleaning. Let us first start with the chemistry involved with the most basic and important part of our life, that is food, right? So let us start with the food chemistry. We all know that food is the main source of energy that is required by our body. Now the nutrients that we get from the food helps us in growth, maintenance, and repairing of our body tissues, right? We often listen to our elders or our parents say to eat whole foods, that is vegetables, fruits, grains, pulses, etc., right? Because these whole foods contain dietary fibers, proteins, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, which are essential to maintain the immunity and growth of our body. Now, all the nutrients that we talked about, that is the proteins, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, are all called as organic macromolecules, right? Macro means big and micro means small. Don't get confused. Well, these organic macromolecules have a very complex structure. Okay, and therefore we are advised to cook the food before the intake of it. Cooking of the food will break down these complex macromolecules into simpler substances. Just like proteins is made up of long chain of amino acids, right? Now heating this food containing proteins will divide or will break down this protein into alpha amino acids. Okay, and also the carbohydrates that are present in the food will be broken down into simpler sugars. Okay, now because of this, the digestion takes place easily in our body. Now the digestion also helps in breaking down the proteins into amino acids. Okay, and thus we get proper nutrients from the dietary fibers and these organic macromolecules that we obtain from the food. This was the introduction. Now let us talk about the another important factor that should be considered, which is the quality of the food. So let us start with the food quality chemistry. Whenever you go to the market to buy stuff, you are always recommended to check the expiry dates, right? And often when you go out to eat, like in restaurants or in the street foods, you always make sure that the food is served which is freshly prepared. And no one likes to eat the stale food. Why so? Because quality matters, right? Now, how do we check the quality of the food? By the parameters like the color, the texture, the smell, and also the microbial spoilage, right? Now, why do you think that the food gets spoiled or the quality of the food is deteriorated? Well, because the food already contains some of the enzymes or bacteria which, when the food is left for a longer time in the atmospheric conditions, start acting up, and these results in the spoilage of the food. Well, you must have noticed that whenever the bread is kept in the atmospheric condition for a long time, there will be a microbial spoilage, that is, there will be the formation of fungus on that, right? Due to the moisture present in the atmosphere. This is one of the examples. Now there are good examples as well. That is like setting of the milk into curd or even fermentation of the dough to make bread. These are the good effects of the bacteria present in the food. But mostly these bacteria or the enzymatic actions result in the adverse effect of the quality. Okay, now can you list some of the examples that you see which results in the spoilage of the quality? Okay, fruits and vegetables like apples, potatoes, bottle gourds, whenever they are cut or peeled and kept in the atmosphere for a long time, you will see that the surface turns brown, right? Now, what is the reason for that? Well, whenever these vegetables or fruits are cut, the cells get damaged, right? And certain chemicals are released. One of the chemical which is present in the food is polyphenol with this structure. Now these polyphenols get reacted, or we can say oxidized, with the oxygen present in the air. Now these polyphenols, if we see the reaction, the polyphenols whenever reacting with the oxygen present in the air will give us quinone. Okay, now this quinone bonds with itself and forms a polymer which is called as the tannin. Okay, now if you see the structure here, you will see the structure of tannic acid. Okay, now these quinones, whenever they are polymerized, they form tannins, and this tannins is responsible for the brown coloration. Now we should know how to slow down or to end this process of tanning. Now we know that this is an oxidation reaction, right? And therefore we need to use some reducing agents, just like SO2, vitamin C, or citric acid that we obtain from the lemon juices. These will slow down the process of tannings and the food will remain fresh for a longer period of time. So we understood about the spoilage of the food. But now there are some methods that are used for food preservation and storage. Now we talked about all the foods in general. Now let us focus on the oils and fats. So we'll start with the rancidity of oils and fats. When oil or fats are kept in the room temperature for a long time, you will notice that they will cultivate a foul smell or a disagreeable taste. Well, what is the reason for this? Because they go rancid. Let me tell you what rancidity means. Rancidity is the complete or incomplete oxidation or hydrolysis of fats or oils kept in the room temperature as they react with the moisture that is present in the air. Now we know that fats are triesters of fatty acids, right? For example, if we take triglyceride. Now this triglyceride is a triester, right? When this triglyceride undergoes hydrolysis, that is, it reacts with water, it gives us glycerol and free fatty acids, right? Now this triglyceride and the formation of glycerol turns the fats rancid. Now this process of hydrolysis takes place faster in the presence of enzymes. Okay, these enzymes already present in the food helps the hydrolysis to take place faster. So we can say that hydrolysis is an enzyme catalyzed reaction. For example, if we take milk or curd and keep them in the room temperature for a longer time, they might have a chance to go rancid because of the release of butanoic, hexanoic or octanoic acid. That is, the fatty acids that contain 4, 6 or 8 carbons present in them. Similarly, when the coconut oil is kept in room temperature for a long time, they release lauric acid and has a soapy flavor. Now let us take chocolates. Whenever chocolates are placed in the room temperature for a longer time, they go rancid or the quality decreases due to the release of the palmitic, stearic or oleic acids, and the taste is somewhat oily or fatty flavored. Okay, so we understood the rancidity due to hydrolysis. Now let us see the rancidity which is caused due to the oxidation. Okay, many vegetables contain unsaturated as well as saturated fatty acids. Now, the CC double bond present in the unsaturated fatty acids get oxidized with the help of oxygen present in the atmosphere and gets converted into volatile aldehydes or carboxylic acids. Now, these volatile aldehydes or carboxylic acids result in the rancid taste. This type of rancidity is called as the oxidative rancidity. Now, this is caused either by the free radicals initiated by the light or by the enzymatic actions present in the food or either by the metal ions. At high temperature, the food gets rancid very quickly, and therefore it is recommended that in summer the food should be stored in the colder places or where the temperature is low. Now, polyunsaturated fatty acids become rancid very quickly because they have higher number of CC double bond present in them. So we can see that more the number of CC double bond present in the fatty acid, the rate for rancidity will increase, right? And if excessive oxidation takes place, that will result in the increase in the viscosity in the oils.